Back to JKLIVE live here at Citizen Television. What an interview, folks. What an exclusive. Ahmed Issack Hassan's first interview in more than 5 years. Why? Because he was very angry at us for a long time and with Kenyan politics. I think at the end of the day, it's Asante Apunda ni Mateke. Do you feel like that? You know, there was no thanks, huh? It's a thankless job.
Well, it is always a privilege and an honor to work in a public service, in a senior office. I think, but in the Electoral Commission, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's almost like a thankless job. Being a chairman of the commission, you know, it is very stressful. It can be lonely sometimes at the top. You don't have a lot of people to confide in. Anything you do or say can be misinterpreted. Yeah. So I think it has been turned into I say in my book that the Electoral Commission has been converted into a graveyard of careers and reputations, and the chairman of the commission is a poison chalice. You eat it, you take it, you will not come out of it alive. Yeah.
Did it affect your health?
Yes, in a way, because when you are the chairman of a commission in a very critical time of the election, of course you are going to have a lot of anxiety. I used to have anxiety, panic attacks, you know, worried about what's going to happen to this work you're doing. It's very heavy, the weight of the responsibility. And of course, I also developed back pain. I fell in my bathroom. I was very fat, actually, overweight, yes. I was overweight that time, almost going to 89 kilos, I think. So I broke something. They call it multiple disc prolapses. Oh. So it's a back pain. So I was in hospital for 3 days. But then social media, they went and said I had a heart attack. Because I went to Karen Hospital, because that's where my doctor is. But of course, and Karen is known for heart.
Right.
So they try to make it look like it's true. And when my wife came and took the phone from me, the first day, I took away the phone. I didn't know why. Then after I was discharged, I got the phone back. I put it on. Then I see a lot of messages and calls about my heart, whether I am still okay. But you see, I never had any problem with my heart. It was just the back pain. But I keep on getting these digital warriors who keep on lying about my health. They sometimes, I spoke to Ezra Chiloba and Chebukati, who told me, you know, they also have got similar stories to tell. I mean, they have been killed so many times that they have stopped counting. So
in social media?
Social media, especially on Twitter.
Yes.
For me, it was on Facebook. I saw a Facebook page where they opened, which said, rest in peace, Issack Hassan. And it had 3,000 followers, that page. And then I saw also on WhatsApp messages, you know, circulating that, you know, but this one was a warning to Chebukati, you know. I always come in because they want to warn or they want to insult Chebukati.
Right.
So by extension, therefore, they bring in Kivitu and Hassan. I always come into the conversation. Right. And like this one, I think yesterday, I think, somebody was tweeting that I'm also paralyzed.
What?
And that I have, I think it was just, I look at the tweet at the owner. It's called Governor Otwoma, but I know it's not the governor.
Right.
It's just another parody account.
Parody, yeah. So
it is it's very sad, but that's the toxicity of the social media, the negativity which is there. And once you have held this kind of office, you never get out from it again. You always have these haters. I used to hear you used to tell me, haters are your fans in disguise. So maybe that could be it, but it's not fair, actually.
Yeah. I tell you, yeah.
You know that. I'm sure you have been a victim also.
Oh, goodness. Time and again, Chairman, time and again. You hold certain people in very high regard in your book, and I guess in your life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Before the break, I said one of them you mentioned is Martha Karua.
Yes, Martha Karua, Senior Counsel, is somebody I have a lot of respect for. Before even she became an MP, Also, before even she became, before I became chairman, I knew her from legal practice. She's a very close friend of my partner, Ibrahim, who also I hold in a lot of regard. He's my mentor and the person I look up to. And so Mother Koro was his friend, and we used to do some of her legal work. So I used to go and hold her brief and do work for. And of course, when she became Minister for Water, I was appointed as the director in one of the water bodies. So I was going for a meeting when she called me, because then she became Minister for Justice.
Right.
And told me, you know, we are unable to agree on a chairman, because the one that was nominated, Cecil Miller, was shot down by Parliament. There was a tie on the voting. And although they were accusing him of something else, I mean about his family, but the truth is that his mother was a Kikuyu. That's and in 2008, 2009, it was the tribalism was at an all-time high. And so she told me, you know, we're looking for people who are from small communities to apply. So she told me to apply, and I applied. And from then, of course, she's the one who introduced me to the Electoral Commission. I always had her support throughout, except, of course, when the protest started in 2016. I think, you know, I had lunch with her, and she told me, you know, it doesn't matter whether you are right or now. It's now gone. You just need to find a way to get out. Yeah. And I think that was her advice. I took it also to heart, yeah. And of course, I also have a lot of respect for Ambassador Amina Mohammed, Amina Jawahir, a very good public servant. She was also the PS in the Ministry of Justice when I took up the job. Again, somebody I have a lot of respect for, in high regard. I'm hoping that she's going to be available to launch my book officially. Yeah.
Very good. When do you plan to launch it?
27th of this month.
Oh, that's next week.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where is it available? I know I got my copy from Prestige Bookshop in the CBD.
It's available in Prestige Bookshop, Nuria Bookshop, Textbook Center, I think, Center. And from next week, it will be available on Kindle and also on Amazon, both paperback and hard copy.
Fantastic.
So for the international market. So a lot of my friends from the other world in Kenya, apart from Kenya, are calling me, sending me messages saying, when can we get to buy this book, because we really need to read the book. And of course, you know, in the book I talk about my experience in Somalia and also Afghanistan. Again, so that's another part of my clientele that I need to share this book with.
Absolutely. Excellent. Listen, let's go to the magic wall. See, there's been a lot of response. And as we do that, Dr. Nancy Baraza.
Oh, yes. Nancy was a commissioner with me in CKRC.
CKRC, yes.
Very wonderful lady.
She says, please, congratulations to my former colleague at CKRC.
Yeah. Huh? She was a wonderful lady.
Yeah. Apollo Mboya also sent a message. He said Issack had encouraged to resign at LSK as CEO and apply for the IEBC CEO job. I told him that I cannot make a career-terminating move.
Yes.
You remember that?
Very true. I was headhunting for them, actually.
Is that right?
After we sacked Oswago, we were looking for Aluo to replace him. That's the fact. I mean, I have to be very open. In the book, I'm very clear in my. I don't sugarcoat things. I just say
as it is.
So we have to have a Luo face in the commission. So I was trying to headhunt for him. He said no, I can't take that job. Then I looked for. Eventually, I got Ezra Chiloba. Anyway, it's a long story.
Yeah. It's a long story. Let's check out the tweets. So many tweets, thick and fast. Dagan Siraji says, I highly recommend it to anyone interested in gaining a gripping inside perspective on Kenya's electoral system. Hassan's memoirs, which detail his experiences as the former chairman of the IEBC during Kenya's historic 2013 general elections. Absolutely. Jay Mukurweni says, ask Issack Hassan what could be a panacea for our electoral process that is perennially contested. What would you think? Huh? Chairman.
Yes.
What would be the cure or the panacea for, because every 5 years?
First and foremost, let us separate elections. I think if we have the national elections as one side, president and parliament, and then we have the county government elections, that will, I think, will be one way of trying to reduce the stakes, which are very high always. But also, I think you should ask him which electoral process is he concerned about, because it's only the election for president, which is always the contestation. So we need to find a solution for that. If we get a solution for that, I think we'll be able to fix the rest of the election process.
Yeah. And you said the winner-take-all just doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't work.
All right. Engineer Lazaro says, former IEBC chair is the one in position to tell us more about the much-discussed servers. Is our electoral body really independent and transparent?
Of course it is independent. I think the commission that we built, for me, I say this, you can have commissioners come and go. But if you have got a very strong secretariat, who are permanent, and they form the core civil service of the commission, I think we are good. Of course, the commissioners are the ones who are in charge of policy and oversight and the politics of the game. And yes, independence of the commission is what the chairman does, what the chairman is. He personifies the independence of the commission. Yeah. But I think, in my opinion, we have one of the best electoral commissions in the region. IEBC is very well built. We crafted a very good institution. And I hope that the politics which affects commissioners will not be taken down to the secretariat, because that will be the end of the commission. Yeah.
Sir Nixon says, in your opinion, which area of the election process needs more improvement, and how, considering the current outcry about the servers?
In the servers, I spoke to Marjan, I think, some 3 weeks ago, and I was asking him, what is it that is wrong about opening the servers that it's difficult to do? Even as under the Freedom of Information inquiry, you can try to see how you can respect the intellectual property rights of the company which gave you the software, and also but respecting also the needs of the people of Kenya. And I think we must find a solution to that. In as much as the commission is independent, I think we need to see how we can also satisfy questions coming out of the public about the servers. It's a magic. It's like something which is not easy to understand. But those who are raising questions about the servers, what is the end game? What do they mean to achieve? If it's about election, the votes changing, I think the best place to start will have been opening the ballot boxes of those contested polling stations. If there are 2,000, they're all there. They've all been locked. They're all under court orders. So I think the best thing that maybe we'll have solved was first to start from there, open the ballot boxes and see the results that are there. Then you can now go to as a second level, go to the servers. Yeah. I was in Afghanistan as a commissioner, I told you. In 2014, they had an election for president, and there was a lot of contestation about the results. And the UN was invited to help the country. What they did was 100% audit. Every ballot box was opened. And then eventually they came up with the result that Ashraf Ghani had won by 54%. Right. So nothing stops a country from doing 100% audit of all contested elections. And
why didn't we do that?
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Kinoti says, great interview. The book is a must-read. As we have the talk on winner takes all, we need to have a similar talk on victimization on IEBC Kenya commissioners after the elections. Yeah, talked about that. Huh? I mean, even to this day, they're still very bitter. Huh?
I told you, between 2008 and 2022, there were 3 chairmen and 40 electoral commissioners appointed. And only 1 chairman and 2 commissioners finished their term. That's a very big number of commissioners who were either forced out, paid out, or ran out of the country for safety for their life, like Dr. Akombe.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's something which I think commissioners have to be. I say in the book that electoral commissioners have become endangered species, dealing with the very dangerous people called politicians. So I don't know how we are going to help safeguard the rights and safety of electoral commissioners.
And yet people still apply for these jobs.
Yeah, unemployment.
I guess. Or,
you can
death wish.
You can be independent, you can be courageous, but you don't have to be suicidal.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think IEBC jobs are suicidal now.
Phoebes Bonnie says, I like the witty comments of Professor Githu to Issack, as described in the book. I don't know whether to congratulate you or send my condolences. Summarizes the responsibility bestowed on the IEBC chair.
Professor Githu Mugai was my teacher. And we also are commissioners together in the CKRC. He's a very smart fellow, very intelligent, very witty, and I learned a lot from him. I respect him a lot also. He was my guide in many things in the commission when I was a commissioner, the youngest commissioner in the CKRC. And he was there as my, we had the Eshpal guy who was the most senior, and he had a student who was Okoth Ogendo, the late Okoth Ogendo, our vice chair. Okoth Ogendo also taught Githu Mugai. And Githu Mugai taught me. And we were all in the same commission.
Wow.
It was a very interesting.
Yeah.
So I was taking a lot of wisdom from all of them. But Githu Mugai was always the best. I mean, I like his humor.
Yeah.
Because even when he's submitting in court, you can sense the humor in his submissions.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you still monitoring elections overseas? Are you still
yes,
UN work?
Yes, I do. I am a consultant on elections. I was given IC. It's called IC, individual consultant, not a staff. So you get, for example, a 90-day contract spread over 3 months or spread over 6 months. So you go when you are required. That's why I was in Somalia and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
But also I observed elections for the Commonwealth. I was in Solomon Islands. Very good paradise, actually, very nice place. I was deployed to an island within the island itself. And I still do my service for the AU. I was in South Sudan as part of an election assessment team. So my passion is still in elections.
Yeah.
In as much as I'm a lawyer and I practice law and I'm in a law firm, but I have seen that I have lost the passion for legal practice. I like more election work. It's like a drug. I mean, I become an election junkie. I
no
go anyway, I go. Yes, yes.
And also the little reward you got from the Kenyatta government was chairman of the Kenya Industrial Property Institute. What is that?
Well, KIPI is a government parastatal which deals with the intellectual property. Trademarks, patents, and industrial designs. And I was appointed chairman when I was actually in Afghanistan. And truth be told, myself and our commissioners, my commissioners, were promised that, you'll be in the government. Don't just resign, take this, your 11-month salary, but we will. So Kenya took all the CVs. So they kept on asking me to go and talk to them, find out what's happening. Why are we not getting any jobs? And and so when nothing came to, in a way for almost 1.5 years, I decided to go and do work with the UN. So I was in Afghanistan when I saw the appointment on TV. I mean, on TV and also on newspapers.
Yeah.
And it was being crafted like it's a reward to me. And my own colleagues on my WhatsApp group, my Garissa County Forum, by saying, you know, this is a big joke to you. You don't even take this job. Because, you know, as a chairman of you deserve something else.
Yeah.
But the chairman of a board, that's for retirees.
And you said...
or politicians.
It is the budget at...
I told them, you know, this is a public service. And I quoted former Prime Minister Raila, who only said, you know, hatam kia ni nyama. So, you know, Prime Minister also has got a lot of quotations that you can use.
Yeah.
When he says even, you know, sione simba amenyeshewa ukafikiri ni paka. I mean, those are very gems that I also collected from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the budget at Kipi is what you would spend with...
300 million was the budget of Kipi. And I was telling the board members that, you know, when in IEBC, this will be voted under hospitality and entertainment. And the staff is 80 members of staff, and in IEBC, we were 863.
Oof.
So that's, I mean, very big.
It tells you something.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, finally, Chairman, moving forward, before we close, there are a lot of people watching you tonight.
Yep.
And listen to your experience and listen to what you have to say. We had another disputed election, yet another.
Yes.
2022.
Yep.
2027, we don't know what it's going to be like, but we never seem to be able
to get it.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm. What do we do? What do we need to do to get it right?
I think the first thing I say in the book, and I recommend this, despite the good things that IEBC has done, I think first and foremost we need to also, if a commission is going to do a good election, it must itself be managed very well. The commission itself, the governance system. And I say in the book, for example, that there's a dual executive in the commission. There are two centers of power: the chairman and the commissioners, and the CEO and the secretariat. And if the chairman is not trusting the CEO, or they're not working together, this is going to undermine the commission, and this is going to have a ripple effect on the elections of the country. So first and foremost, I think we have to do something about the head of the commission. In my opinion, we need to merge them. The chief executive officer of the commission should also be the chairman, like in Nigeria, like Ghana, like Sierra Leone. I mean, there are many other countries that we can look to, for example, which have collapsed together these two roles and made the chairman the chief executive. So that's one way of going about it. The other way, of course, is to see how we can stagger the elections for president and for parliament and for the county government. But again, I'll come back to my personal opinion about sharing of power. We can't have the way it is now. It has to be changed. I think for what it's worth, the proposal by the president, Dr. William Ruto, to create the office of the leader of opposition and the deputy leader of opposition, I think will still be a very good thing. Even if Honorable Raila is against it, I think once they pass the law and it becomes into office, even if he doesn't want himself, Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua can take up the job and be there in parliament to actually check the government. So, and that's in a way trying to disperse power across the. I say, you know, if the 5 big tribes, the big 5, not the animals, but the big 5 tribes, at least they find themselves in their face is reflected in the governance structure. Maybe that could be the road to inclusivity. But as it is now, it's very hard to say a winner takes all, loser takes nothing. Will not work. It will not work, and we will continue to have this dispute, especially on election for president. Yeah.
Absolutely. Ahmed Issack Hassan, great book. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for setting the record straight.
Yeah.
The title of the book is Referee of a Dirty, Ugly Game: In the Theater of Kenya's Elections, an Insider's Account. Available all platforms, all books, from Textbook Center to Prestige Bookshop, Nuria, and it's going to be online. It's going to be on Amazon as well. So look out for it in Kindle. Look out for it. This is a must-read. If you're a student of history and politics in Kenya, this is a must-read. You were right. Between yours and Dwale, I couldn't put yours down. And Dwale is your good friend.
Yes, my good friend, yes. And I quote him in the...
Yeah, you do, several times.
Yes, in the book.
But his is quite good too, on the record.
Yes.
For the record.
It's good.
Well done, Chairman.
Yeah, thank you very much.
As we wind up, I'd like you to sign that for me, if you don't mind. And as we wind up, thank you so much for being a part of Jeff Quinn.
Thank you.
It's been a great show. It's great insights, and yeah, glad we're having this conversation. You know, if it's Wednesday, it's all about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of the show, folks. Good night, good luck. Oh, by the way, is there a score in the Man City Real game? What's the score? 4-0? Is the game over? Wow. Massacre at the Etihad. Man City 4. Real 0. So the aggregate is 5-1? 5-1. Man City goes to the finals against Inter Milan. You heard that, Chairman?
Yeah, I see that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, good luck. God bless you all.
Now I will take a photograph for my...
Yes, of course.
For my